Hi, welcome to my channel, The Pink Trellis. I'm Gena. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I thought I would show you my most recent propagations and how they are growing out. I keep my grow outs in two places. One is right here in the bedroom and the other is in my basement. And the grow outs in my bedroom are there because they're the most valuable to me, and I feel like I can keep a closer eye on them since I don't spend as much time in the basement throughout the day. And I feel like I should say all of my plants are valuable to me, but these particular ones just command a higher price, so I feel like I need to keep a closer eye on them, if you know what I mean. So today I'm just going to show you the grow outs that are in my bedroom. There are two reasons why I propagate my plants. No, actually there are three reasons. First and foremost, I do it to make some extra money to pay for the new additions to my collection. I would prefer to let my plants just keep growing and get big and lush, but I make that sacrifice to justify my new purchases, and that's probably something a lot of us do. The second reason I do it is because some of my plants just grow and grow out of control, and I cut them to keep them in check. For instance, my Hoya Rebecca is one of those plants that just wants to grow and grow, and I want to keep it in this small planter, so I end up trimming it quite often. I do end up with a lot of cuttings from this one. I've thought about just trellising this one up because I think it would look really cute that way. But I also like the way it looks dangling, but then it starts growing into some plants below it. So I just end up cutting it to make some money. The third reason why I propagate is because the mother plant might be struggling, and I want to take some cuttings to have as a backup just in case I lose the mother plant. For instance, my Hoya Rotundiflora. This plant has been struggling for me since about mid-fall, and I first noticed some yellowing leaves at the soil surface. So I did a little research and I determined that I was not watering this plant enough. So I watered it heavily and more frequently, and I'm pretty sure I shocked the roots. The leaves started looking very dry, and the new tiny leaves that were starting to grow just shriveled up and died. Finally, I decided I'd better take some cuttings of the plant just in case I lose it, which was the current path I was headed down. So I took 3 cuttings of the plant. My biggest suggestion to all of you is that if you have a plant that is starting to take a turn for the worse, go ahead and check those roots right away. I think I just put it off out of laziness or just hoping that it would make a miraculous turn on its own. But it's just always best to check those roots. And also take a few cuttings of the plant just in case you do lose that mother plant. So when I did finally check the roots, I did find root rot. So I cut away all the dead roots and I stuck the plant in this jar of water. And already the leaves are starting to plump up again, and it's looking so much better. I don't have any roots yet, but it's only been a couple of days. And I'm no longer concerned that I'm going to lose this plant. So those are the 3 reasons why I propagate my plants. Now let's take a look at what I'm growing out. So when I propagate my plants, I make sure I write down the name of the plant and also the date of when I did the cutting. So this way I know down the line exactly how long this plant has been growing in this pot. The first plant I'll show you in my prop box is the Hoya Callistophylla Sumatra, and I propagated this one on January 5th, and it was 2 leaves, and now I don't see any new leaves yet, but I do have some new growth on this one. So this is not one that I would be ready to sell yet, although look at all those roots. So it probably would be fine to sell this one now, but I just want to get at least a couple of new leaves before I do that. And there are 2 of them that I had cut. Next up is my Dischidia Ovata, and I do have 4 of these that I took cuttings, and this one you can see I do have new leaves and some more baby ones over here. So this plant just grows really fast for me, and the mother plant, I cut this one strictly because it's a fast grower. And we'll take a look at these roots. I like propagating in sphagnum moss because it's just so easy to check on those roots. It's looking really good. And here's another one. You can see some new leaves coming in. So yeah, this one, oh, and look at the bottom. Roots coming out the bottom. Just a happy sight. Roots coming out at the bottom on this one as well. So yeah, these guys I would say are ready to go. Okay, the next one is my Hoya Rotundiflora, and this was cut January 5th. And as I said before, I cut this one because I was so worried about losing the mother plant that I wanted to make sure I had some backups just in case. And these are doing really well. The leaves are nice and plump. I don't have any new leaves yet or growth, but they have rooted. I can't pull that one out just yet. So the roots aren't extensive yet, but they are definitely growing. And I have 3 of these. This is the other one. I was just able to pull that out, and you can see that's all the root that I have as of now. So this one is definitely a very slow rooter. All right, next up is my Hoya Callistophylla, which was also, I think all of these were taken on January 5th. And this whole thing here is all new growth, and I can see some very tiny leaves that will be coming out. But again, I'm not going to let this one go until I get at least 1 or 2 new leaves that we can see. And roots coming out the bottom. And I do have 2 of these. That's the second one. Lots of aerial roots. And roots coming out the bottom. Oh, I have 3 of these. New growth point. There's a new growth point on this one. roots. Very nice. And my Callistophyllas, these cuttings were taking strictly to sell to make some money, to add more Hoyas to my collection. And I do sell my plants on Facebook Marketplace, so just locally. I haven't jumped into the online selling yet, but I am thinking about it. Feels like a little bit scary because of the investment with the shipping supplies and whatnot, but it may be something I do eventually. All right, next one up is my Hoya quinquenervia. Also cutting taken on January 5th. And this entire piece right here, this is all that has newly grown. And you can see tiny little leaves are going to be popping out of there. So, and roots coming out of the bottom. This is one that I propagated also to sell to make money, to pay for more plants. And finally, in this box, I have 3 Hoya sunrises and a new leaf. See some roots right there. Not popping out yet, but lots of root growth. So this one at least will be ready to go soon. Look at that giant aerial root. This one for sure. Look at all this. Hoya sunrise. And this one. So I'll give you a close-up of the prop box. My Dischidia Ovatas, 4 of those. 2 Caudata Sumatra. 3 Rotundiflora, 3 Callistophylla, 1 quinquenervia, and 3 Hoya sunrise. Aren't they just adorable? All potential new plants to grow into big, lush, full mother plants. Just love them so much. This is the shelf that they live on, and they are under grow lights for about 12 hours of the day. Here's a big look at the shelf. And I do also have these propagations. The 3 Hindu ropes, variegated, those are for sale to make a little extra money for more plants. That Serpens is mine. I picked up off of Etsy, and I'm rooting that one. So that's a little look at my bedroom propagation grow out box. And I know eventually I'm gonna have to let these go. It's so hard. They're just so adorable, and I enjoy caring for them and watching all the leaves grow, and it's hard to let them go, but I will eventually. I'm thinking maybe another month. So that's it for this time. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. See you next time. Bye.